Alrighty, there we go. We are live. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is good to be back. It is another day, and yeah, it's been actually a few days since my last live stream. And yeah, I hope you guys are all right. So let me just double check, make sure I am all connected and good to go. And yeah, live on Twitch, live on YouTube. And sweet, hope you guys are doing all right. Hamza, what's going on? Good to see you, bro. I just saw you in the clan chat, but it's good to see you here on the stream. Yeah, today's gonna be another pretty chill day. I'm gonna be using this army right here with the fireball. This is what I've been pushing this season for the most part. I do switch around sometimes depending on whatever time constraints I might have, because this army does run into time fails. And so with 48 hits a day, sometimes I do switch to Hydra just to get them done a little more quickly. But overall, the push is not terrible. It's not amazing. This was my lowest rank reset, 2381. I did have an account in the top 500, I think. I'm just checking that on my phone. I'm looking at an account that had 1102 for reset, which is not terrible, but again, not exactly where I want to be. This account was 680 for reset, so not exactly top 500. Wix, what's going on? Good to see you. And Leo, good to see you as well. Navagunjan, you also. Good afternoon to you. It is actually 11:02 p.m. for me. This was 988 here, and you can see how all of my fails are mostly like high 90s. Time fails, obviously. Just, I guess I'm a little too slow with this, so I watched 4 minutes of stream timer just for Hamza to rip first for me, yep. Here is rank 674, so I guess I do have a couple of accounts that are pretty close to the top 500. And yeah, this is 2215, so definitely not up to the mark just yet, but give me time and I will be well back within the top 1000 on all of my accounts. Still plenty of the season left to go. There should be about 2 weeks left, and it is a little unfortunate that the season ends in the middle of CWL again, but it is what it is. That's part of the new 4-week cycle that they go for, rather than trying to have monthly resets like they did in the old system, right? In this case, I probably want to fireball somewhere close by the monolith and hit the revenge shower. So maybe this ricochet is good. A flame flinger I would probably just set up on the opposite side, like over here. If things go well with this flame flinger, it will eventually go and pick up that fire spitter. I'll drop a furnace over here. And let's just get rid of this mortar. There are some Teslas here. I have seen this layout quite a bit, but I've never seen Teslas there. That is quite interesting. But also not that scary, to be honest. There is the fireball that I was looking for, and the flinger should go exactly where I wanted it to. I guess I'll wait until the warden gets a little bit overwhelmed in case there's any traps and whatnot before I recall him. I'm a little worried about that Gigabomb. The warden does activate the Gigabomb. I don't actually know if the healers got hit or not. They might have, but I do want to get that recall taken care of. Let's send in the king as well. And then hopefully that last totem does the job of locking down this town hall area. Pop the spiky ball just for value. And then I do have to use the invis to control the multi-gear tower. I do think that I have a pretty free triple here. Probably swag a revive. Maybe I'll use it. Clean first hit, thank you so much. And Phantom, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Where are you from? I'm actually from Las Vegas, which is close by the west coast of the US. What about you? I always wonder where my viewers are watching from. I do get some analytics on that, but I know that the chat might be of a separate demographic, right? Either way, if you're lurking, I appreciate you hanging out as well. Let's take a look here. This is a base I have had some difficulties with in the past, especially this isolated Revenge Tower. That is a little tricky to deal with. That Revenge Tower would be easier to deal with if I was using like Hydra. I do think I want to drop the Warden over here. And then set up the Flinger on the opposite side. Something like this. I just gotta watch the expo once I approach that. Now I should hopefully pick up a Ricochet, but I know that the Warden can't exactly sustain the damage from a expo and a Ricochet. So I do have to use a totem there. I also used an invis. And I guess I'll let the Warden continue for a little bit. I did send an extra Rocket Loon just by mistake. Well, not the hugest mistake, obviously, but I could have used that somewhere else in the hit. I did, unfortunately, in this case, miss the CC with the arrow. I definitely should have hit that. Let's just recall him right there. I'm essentially saving my poison spell at this point just for the CC troops. And yeah, that Revenge Tower is really going to bite me hard. I'm a little worried about it. There goes the spiky ball, but yeah, I'm officially out of resources to deal with the Revenge Tower. So that is going to probably finish my Warden. And then obviously I do need to revive the Duke to try to pick up the Town Hall right. Don't want to miss that. And yeah, honestly, this base might be actually something special. Enough to defend me at least. Or hold me to another time fail. I say another because I just gotten done with my hits from the previous day and I feel like I did a million time fails. But thankfully I did triple. Amarash, good to see you, bro. Alrighty, let's keep going. Hopefully I can keep the triples rolling in. This guy is a base builder, right? He's definitely made a name for himself in the community. I do like the potential for a flinger on this top corner. I'm just essentially trying to think about what I want to fireball. Maybe this air defense. I'm not sure if getting the air defense means I also get the poison tower with the fireball, but at least it isolates the damage a bit, so that the poison tower itself, if it throws on my warden, is not a huge threat. Streamer luck, you think that's what it is? You might be right. Do you have to watch that expo? And I do get to the expo on time. Let's see if it is enough. Sometimes for rocket loons doesn't take down the expo. I'm not exactly sure why. Sometimes it's like when I get splashed by stuff like the scatter shots. The warden does look pretty safe, so I will move on to the next stage of the attack. And I did pick up some nice value there with the setup. Let's just recall the warden for safety. Nice Teslas. I'm gonna just drop the warden over here. Did unfortunately not get exactly what I was looking for from the king and the queen, so hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me. There's definitely a chance that it does. Do have a lot of spells left, but I obviously do not want to run out of time to use those. Let's just go ahead and revive the Duke. But the Duke is going to end up going towards the Logger Guardian, which is not ideal. I feel like potentially he could have just gone straight to those buildings. At least that was the plan when I revived him. And nonetheless, I did swag some spells. Shirag, hey, what's going on? Good to see you, bro. Rusu, what's going on? I never learned fireball attack, that is why I'm a noob. Yeah, you should definitely try to learn some fireball strategy. It doesn't have to be this. It can be something like fireball super witches. That is a little easier to maneuver. Buddy doing donuts in the core. Yeah, he was, right? And Guts, what's going on? Good to see you. Have you made the lineup for CWL? The Legend League lineup is done. But we still have a Titan 1 lineup to complete, even though it is almost full. And then we have Titan 3 as well, Titan 2. Zway, what's going on? Yeah, we definitely have a lot of players getting actively involved with us for CW also. I just posted signups today. If you are interested in that, then hop on the Discord server. I'm looking where to get a good flinger here. It's really not that amazing of flinger value. Like, I can probably set the flinger up, but I do have to eventually intercept the expo, which can be a little resource intensive. I did get that expo, which is nice. Let's just try to get the warden going. I think I do want to, in this case, drop him over by the monolith. It just looks like better value because I can disable most of those defenses near the rage towers. This is an interesting spell tower setup, I gotta say. It doesn't actually look all that effective. Although I am taking a lot of time here. Let's just get that recall taken care of, and then try to get the giant arrow backpack done. Did get the value, which is nice. And then redeploy the warden over here is fine. I do eventually have to take care of those defenses that I left behind. I do have a lot of light troops, like some leftover rocket loons and stuff, but I do have no more spells. Do have to be a little careful. And I also have the king. The giant's going to help me out here, which is nice. And I do think that this is covered. Looking pretty solid, right? Do wonder if this recall is actually going to be of any use to me. I said recall, but I meant revive. Because the enemy Duke is going to pull me away. And I do get the triple. Very nice. GM, what's going on? Good to see you. How's it going? Never expected to see me live. Yeah, I did kind of put this one on a whim. Shirok, I missed my promotion to E32 by 8 trophies. Now I know how auto defense can cost promotion. Yeah. Auto defense is kind of a pain in the butt these days. Abid, what's going on? Good to see you. That's a sweet triple. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. Shikari. This is a player that used to be super active in esports. Space does look a little bit tricky to navigate, but I do think I can try to pull off a decent flinger over here. I don't want to drop the furnace until the ricochet goes down, because sometimes the ricochet will bounce off of the furnace mites and cause some serious damage. Do hope that the warden will go and pick up the multi-archer, which he does. Very nice. And I did get that fireball that I was looking for. I guess the question is what I should do now with the giant arrow backpack. I do think it has potential to handle the monolith, which is nice. I don't typically do that, but the fireball was decent. But that does mean ultimately I will be leaving up the revenge shower for the backside, which is sometimes difficult. That expo does go down, but I don't want to use the rest of my rocket loons for the other expo. It's really just not that great of value. I think I'm going to send the warden into the revenge shower, which does sound like a bad idea, but I do have a lot of spells to work with. So I think I can make this work. And yeah, another easy triple. So far the hits are going well. No fails yet. Swag the spiky ball, although it is kind of satisfying to use it, right? To clean up the village. Never seen a streamer this chill while using the strategy on live. Yeah, I did spend some plenty of extra time off the stream practicing it, which helps a lot. Valk, what's going on? It's good to see you here, actually. Definitely appreciate having you here. Valkyrie is a member that joined us recently from another clan, and yeah, she's pretty awesome. AJ, what's going on? It's good to see you. And Wix, I appreciate the nice comment. #1 class streamer, you really think so? I've gone plus 300 in 3 days in a row and only gained plus 12. That's actually insane. That's almost unheard of, actually. Main thing I'm seeing is use Into the Rocket Loons. Different for me, seems to work better. Use Into the Rocket Loons, I don't know what you mean by that. I do think I have to try to go for a similar flinger over here. Sometimes there's Teslas here, not in this case though. And I also picked up the Expo. I just have to obviously be careful about that multi-gear. Sometimes that can intercept me. It's pretty easy to pick it off. It's just it has a longer range than a ground Expo, I believe. I think I'm going to use a totem in this case. Did get that fireball that I was looking for, which is obviously always nice. And yeah, the multi-gear does stop the flinger. I guess it's okay. It's not the worst thing. And I do get my targets there with the giant arrow backpack. So things have gone well with the setup. I just obviously need to make sure my warden stays alive. Let's just pop the spiky ball, try to get some extra value there. And the fire spitter was the last threat on the base, so I think we're pretty much good to go, right? With a swag revive. Basically, I use mine for fireball setup and flinger. Usually use them all pretty quick. Yeah, you don't want to use them all right away, because sometimes they are good for assisting the hero dive as well. Is Fireball Rocket Loom super minions easy, or Fireball Monolith Arrow Queen Charge is better? Well, I'll show you the biggest reason why I am using the strategy is because of a player here. Let me show you. He is in our Discord server, so if you guys want to chat with him, it is SKW So. I wonder if he's in the chat, because he does watch my streams sometimes. I picked this strategy up from him very early in the season. And let's take a look what his offense is looking like. He does have a plus 303 average offense, which is definitely up there. At the beginning of the season, it was looking like almost like he was just going to go perfect for the whole season, but it does seem like he's coming across some difficult bases near the top. So His hit rate is not as insane as it was in the beginning of the season, but it's still obviously very good. That is where the strategy came from. Shock and Itsu both recently showcased it, so you guys can check that out. Do you use any base up? I have Ajma, I'll show you. It is this one right here. This is such a huge server. There's like 30,000 members, and I do have VIP 1. You can take a look at these details right here. It's very cheap, $3 a month, and the base links are essentially just player links of, or base links of top players. And you can often just take these and just move the traps around and get pretty good results from those. Ansh, what's going on? Good to see you. I'm watching the stream while taking good a shit and chugging 1 liter of water. Wow. You must be really having a field day, bro. Sounds wild. Let's see here. I think in this case I want to try to do a fireball in the revenge tower and just ward and charge the Logger Guardian. That does make some sense. Alrighty. Essentially right here I am just setting up a Flame Flinger. Did manage to get that expo down with only 3 rocket balloons, which is nice. But that's because the expo was locked onto the super minion for a second. I'm just gonna check for a Tesla over here. There could be one, right? There is. Which is not so bad. Going to use a totem there just to try to slow down the logger. And things are still looking pretty good over here. Now the only thing I have to properly manage is the monolith. I missed the arrow, but I guess I was kind of like thinking that I hit the multi-gear with the quakes. I did not actually. At least I got the CC, that is kind of the big threat. We can send the king over here, right? He can get some value there. And obviously the last real thing to eliminate is the monolith. Things are still looking okay. There is still an expo on the backside, so maybe I revive the king. That should be okay. This does look like it can time fail right. If the king happens to walk over in time, that's great. But that storage does still have a full HP. Swag and Invis. 99%. $3 sounds fair. Yeah, that's honestly one of the best prices that you can find for good bases. Give away a gold pass or give VIP base links, what I would suggest you do is join our Discord server and check out the cost channel. Another time fail. It is another time fail, but it's not really the worst thing, right? I'm still on track for 312, which is obviously very good. It's definitely better than anything I did yesterday. My average yesterday was like 270. That's definitely going to be a nice flinger for me. And then I can just do the fireball over on this side. The only crazy threat is the revenge shower in the core of the base. It does look a little bit kind of scary. Like it's somewhat isolated. Okay, let's see if this giant arrow is any good. It does get everything, including the revenge shower, which is actually pretty amazing. Just gonna also try to keep an eye on the warden. He's eventually going to run into the multi-gear together with the Expo, which he cannot sustain that with the healers. That's not something he can sustain. And he does go down. That's a little unfortunate. That was a mistake. I should still have this, I think. Let's just do this recall to get this done a little quicker. Swag and Invis. And that is 312. Best army in the Town Hall 18 Legends modifier. It's definitely pretty good, but it is a little difficult to use. And you're asking for the Discord link, just check the video description. Holy backpack value, yeah, I'm glad I sniped that. And yeah, post the link if you have it. Global rank 189, 190, which is decent, definitely better than yesterday. I do think as long as I get some defense today, I should have a boost into the top 2,000. This was my lowest rank reset. Will you use this in CWL? It's a little risky. Nah, it's not risky actually. I think that in CWL it's actually a little stronger because you can plan for traps that way. It's definitely risky to use in Legends because you only have 30 seconds to plan a good attack. Insights Chess, what's going on, dude? It's good to see you. It's been a minute since my last stream, a few days. Less risky when you can plan, absolutely right. Because you can adjust the army as needed. There's not very many good angles for the arrow. And the flinger as well. I think I'll just do this. It's the simplest thing I can think of doing off the top of my head. With the flinger. And then I'll just start over here with the warden. Maybe it would have been better to do everything on the opposite side because the Warren can handle the monolith a little better. Things are actually looking pretty good here. Do have to use a third invis, obviously, because of that air defense that I meant to cover. A little bit of a mistake there. Did get the value with the giant arrow backpack, which is nice. And then I guess I have a good chance to recall the Warden at some point as well. Flinger's still flinging. Let's just send the king already. I did make the mistake of dropping my healers in the range of the air defense. I hope I didn't lose too many healers there. I think I might have. Here's the spiky ball. And then where's the Duke? He's somewhere, right? Let's find him. He is right here. Another nice 3 stars. Mangotra, what's going on? Good to see you, bro. Plus CWL just picked good fireball bases. Yeah, that's right. I just hit 310 with Hydra. That's amazing, actually. That, to be honest with you, I did quit using Hydra this season because I do feel like after the balance changes, I wasn't finding the same success that I was finding from them a couple seasons ago. So, you're doing a good job with that? Bro, become master of the army? Nah, not quite there yet. Definitely need to have a few more good days. And Krish, what's going on? It's good to see you again. Having bad defenses just sucks so bad. Yeah. It just means everybody else is playing well, right? What can I do here with the Flinger? I do think that the CC is in a good position for the giant arrow backpack. The Flinger up here might be okay, actually. The Yeti should definitely be able to pick up the Expo, right? Yes, he does. Let's get the Warren going over here. Those are some interesting... that was an interesting black air bomb. I have a feeling there's more around here. There was another. Maybe here. Wow, yeah, there's definitely air traps over here. I'll let the Warden pick up the Fire Spitter, but after that I do want to recall him because of those traps. And yeah, that's really one of the big advantages of this army, is just that you have so many resources for testing the traps. A little worried about the revenge shower. If I don't get any good position to handle that, then it could stop me. Yeah, that revenge shower is starting to look really scary now. Like, I don't think I'll be able to handle it. And I'm running out of time. Maybe the Super Yeti? Definitely nice to have the reinforcement. This guy never uses those wall breakers. Yeah, they're kind of trash, I'll be honest. The only good thing about them is that they do work a little better against spring traps than the super wall breakers, right? This time you were very serious about CWO? Yeah, I got a lot of good players this time. Definitely a lot of interesting names that decide to play with us for free, pretty much. Bro, so clean attacks, I appreciate that. Those Abo Fahad guys are everywhere. Yeah, that guy's a big sponsor. He's definitely throwing around a lot of money to have his name on the leaderboard. I do think this is another case where I want to try to pick up one of the fire spitters with the flame flinger. I obviously have to look for an angle where it won't go towards the expo. That's really the only thing. Sometimes it's hard to get the exact angle that you need on the flinger. I am setting up a fireball to hit the expo. Just like this. There's my recall. That was a little close. Definitely should have been a little more careful with the recall. I do realize now it was a mistake to drop my warden where I did. I definitely should have put him somewhere more on the backside of the other fire spitter. But maybe I can still manage this. Just going to try to get a better angle on the revive here. Just like this. Yeah, it's a perfect angle. He goes directly into the scatter shot. Another swag in this. I'm playing in Titan with you. I do hope for that. Itsu or Stars, neither of them. Neither of those guys are coming with us. But there are definitely some big names. Like if you guys are at least keeping an eye on the leaderboard, you will see some of these players playing with us. If I don't have the stick horse and the spiky ball, you should probably... How do you not have both of those? You would at least have one, right? You would have the spiky ball. You would use like the earthquake boots and the spiky ball, like this. That is definitely a reasonable combination because earthquake boots does have a 8 tile radius. You can also try to use the stick horse and the giant gauntlet like this. That can definitely work. But really the idea is that you need some plan for the walls, right? The stick horse is the real plan for the walls. LG and Dhoom, that's a good guess, but it is not LG. I actually spiked 7 spell space on Voltine. That's good actually, because he hits me like every day. I'm signing up for Trouts just to go out in round 1. You think so? I actually think you have a good chance. I think you have a better chance than you're giving yourself credit for. Do you see an interesting angle where I can drop the Flame Flinger into the dead zone of the Burst Mortar here? But obviously I have to be careful about the Expo. But maybe there's a better spot for the Flinger. Let's just try it. Thankfully there's no Tesla in that open space. That would have been a little tragic, right? I should have at least tested for it. Paso, thanks for the follow, I appreciate that. That's a Twitch alert I just got. So if you guys are subscribing on YouTube, just know I appreciate you as well. There is the fireball I was looking for. And I lost my warden. Let's just revive him. That was a little silly how I lost him. And I do make the mistake with the flanger, so I do think I could potentially be finished here. This might be it. If I can't properly deal with the revenge shower, then I don't think my chances are looking all that great. So maybe let's give him the ice golem. My spiky bolt did get forced, and unfortunately it did get launched on a bunch of trash buildings. This is definitely gonna fail. There's no doubt about it. This looks a lot more like what I was doing yesterday in most of my hits. I do have a totem spell, but it's probably gonna get swagged because of the time. Let's see here. I did miss some chat. Let me go ahead and read it back. Well, team probably has 10 accounts. He's got more than that. Definitely more than that. I would 100% tell you that I know for a fact he's pushing with more than that. Destro did play with us back in Titan 2, and that was a 5-day CWL for us, but he ended up failing. And to be honest with you, the biggest thing I had against him is that he would always join in the first few minutes of the war and attack the top available base. There was actually one day where I was looking at bases with Faizi before Destro showed up, and we just happened to be looking at number 2 after looking at all 15 bases, and number 1 had been destroyed, right? And then Destro showed up. Sorry, I'm a little distracted, obviously, looking for some good flinger value. Yeah, Destro showed up, and then he went. I had to tell him, don't go for number 2 because we're planning on that right now. And then he ended up going for number 3 and failing. So I don't really think he was scouting seriously. He's obviously a good player. Like, I have no real gripe against him, but I definitely would not have him again for CWL, just specifically because of that. Do you think that the Expo needs to go down there, obviously? It might even require an extra rocket loan. It did. There's an interesting backpack angle over here, but it's going to be a little tricky. I did get some good value there, actually, which is nice, but obviously, and I do need to follow up by getting the Town Hall. And recall. It was a little close on the recall, to be honest. The Duke is the one that goes and secures the Town Hall takedown, which I can appreciate him for that. I wish I had another furnace going that was closer to the air skeletons, because that thing is absolutely ravaging. I did lose my warden. Guess I should have been paying a little closer attention. Or maybe it does not matter in the end. Here's the Swagibus. Shirag, the Root Rider army is not at all good at Town Hall 18. That is correct. Root Riders are pretty garbage at Town Hall 18. I figured that out pretty quickly. I did push with Root Riders pretty much through all of Town Hall 17. And I remember when Town Hall 18 was launched, and I could just feel that it only took me like a day to realize that Root Riders were not going to work again for a while. Hey, this Beast Boy guy is my friend. Do you think I should have given him some mercy? Air spam is probably still rolling over Town Hall 16. Air spam is strong in Town Hall 16. But I feel like everything is strong in Town Hall 16. Because of the access of max level equipments. I think I want to go with my fireball over here. This is definitely going to be a tricky Town Hall takedown, but I think I can pull it off. It's just, there's no good flinger value, is there? Other than like over here, maybe? Okay, let's try to pull this fireball off. That is a successful fireball. It was a close call with the warden though. He did almost go down. One cool thing that's about to happen actually is that the Warden will trigger the Invis. So I will wait for that to happen before I recall him. Maybe not. Warren's doing an amazing job. I didn't even recall him yet. And he's effectively going where I would have placed him with a recall spell. The Revenge Shower is the last roll threat. So if I can control that with the super minions. Like this. Then we should be good to go here. How have you been doing with the esports modifier? Actually, what I'm using in esports right now is throwers. That's what I'm using. There's a combination I found from Ace when the Revenge deck was first introduced that this actually works pretty nicely in esports, I must say. Heard he loves it. Are you talking about the throwers? Are you talking about the chat? There's a bunch of nonsense going in the chat right now. Let's see here. It's tough to get a good flinger because of the fire spitter orientation here. Maybe over here is fine. Okay, let's set this up here. I don't want to drop the furnace yet. It is good to drop a furnace with the flame flinger, but not near a ricochet. Better to wait for the ricochet cannon to go down before supporting the flinger with the furnaces. And now obviously all that's left to deal with properly is the town hall. Did find a corner Tesla. That means there's one over here too, right? Of course there's. Let's just send the king now into the town hall. And yeah, we're about to swag the rest of this, aren't we? Does look like that was the one of the best plans for that base. Nowadays, 8 out of 10 attacks are throwers in esports. Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Throwers are absolutely dominating. It's very interesting that they managed to create a good balance for Legends 1 in terms of overall strategy variety, right? But not in esports. That's probably a sign that they need to do something about the equipment cap. Unless you guys think that maybe there's some other contributing factors to that modifier. I thought you'd be using throwers in Legends 1. I did try to use them. But to be honest with you, the thrower spam strategy, it's pretty difficult to find a good entry on a lot of bases. You essentially need to find an entry where everything does not split. And that's actually pretty difficult when you're seeing like 48 different layouts every day. Let's get this flinger going as well. I do hope to see that the Warden can go and pick up the Revenge Tower. I've decided to use some Rocket Loons to make that happen. Not Rocket Loons, I mean Super Minions. There's a good chance I'll be able to go get away a while without having to recall. So with that, I will go ahead and shoot this giant arrow backpack. The Warden is struggling to sustain a little bit, and I do think that's because he might have found some black air bombs. So I probably should recall soon. The flinger did get intercepted, which is... it's not ideal. It looks like I forgot to use my... druid. Should go through, right? Another easy triple. Burst defense is a 76% 1-star. Yeah, that's like minus 12, isn't that? That's actually pretty nice. Spiky is good. 90% of the army have sneak and spiky for the king. Only few use GG and stick. Giant gauntlet and stick, but it depends on your army. I do like the giant gauntlet together with the throwers. Can you turn the music down slightly? Yeah, absolutely. Don't want to go too crazy with the balance. Hassan, what's going on? It's good to see you. I'm doing pretty decently with my hits. I just did 308 and 312. I do have 4 accounts left to push, and I'm currently global rank 51 on this account, although that is obviously superficial. I am still waiting for the defenses. Alrighty. This was a rank 680 reset, so hopefully I can convert this to something decent. The nice thing about corner town halls like this is you can trigger the invis with just a super minion. So I do think I plan to do that. at some point. I'm just looking for a flinger. Let's use it down here. Oh, I did unfortunately drop my rocket loons in the wrong spot, so I did have to drop a couple extra. That was a mistake. I meant to drop my rocket loons where the expo was. I did unfortunately lose the warden, but I do think I have a chance to recover it. Would be nice if the queen goes down from that lava damage. That was exactly why I dropped the flinger on this side. And I am spending a little too much time now on this particular phase of the hit, so do need to be a little speedy. Not to mention the fact I am trying to triple this without a revive at this point. From my mistake. The spiky ball sniped the air defense that the Duke is on his way towards, so maybe that is a little lucky, but I swagged this invis. So there's a chance that this doesn't work out. And honestly, if it doesn't, I think it's only just going to be like 98, 99%. It is 94% actually. Or you use this army in Aces Thrower army in CWL. If there are any good bases for throwers, then absolutely. You just need to spot a good entry, which does require a little bit of creativity sometimes. Perfect, nice mate. Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay. Let's continue here. I can still get 310, but I do need to follow my previous hit up with 7 triples. Obviously easier said than done. The CC is definitely in an awkward spot. It could be sniped by the fireball, actually. Okay. I am right now setting up a flinger to go into the back of this fire spitter. Let's send a Coco Loon in this case. This town hall area, honestly, it looks like cancer. I did lose my queen there, which I think is a result of those multi-infernos being raged. I probably should have tried to control those with the ice golems a little faster. The interesting thing is I think I can actually think about recalling the Duke here. Trying to find a better spot to deploy him. And I still have a revive spell, so should be good to go. It might even just be a swag revive. A swag revive and 2 Imbus. I'm learning a lot from you. I appreciate that. I'm always happy when my viewers are learning. That's really what I'm here for, actually. Okay. Let's continue to the next hit. Let's see here. Yeah, these corner town halls, I do try to trigger the invis with a super minion. That does often yield better setups. There is an interesting ground expo. I do honestly kind of want to set up the warden to go get that. My Flame Flinger is going to get intercepted by the Fire Spitter. That was a little unexpected. Probably should have done the Super Minion a little bit sooner as well. There's a chance it just straight up does not work. And yeah, I've just recalled healers. This is already falling apart. I would not expect a triple here. I guess I can give the queen the healers and then try to go for a better revive spell than just reviving the warden into danger. I did drop my king in the wrong spot. I meant to drop him in a way that he could go behind the Fire Spitter. But I didn't see the Bob Hut. This was probably the first disaster class of the stream, if you had to consider it anyway. I'll just wait until the Phoenix duration is done for the revive. Zoro, what's going on? It's good to see you. I'm doing alright. It's been a decent day for me, actually. Got a lot taken care of. And the clan is gearing up for CWL. I did post our signups for today. And Valk, if you're watching, thanks for the troops. Definitely appreciate that. Okay. The flinger on this top left corner seems okay. Or I guess it's just the top corner, right? I'm kind of looking at it as if that was a left corner and this right corner was a right corner. Okay. I think I should be safe to drop a furnace once that archer tower goes down as well. Did successfully snipe that mortar with a couple rocket loons. I'm going to wait until the warden picks up the... I was going to say the bomb tower, but the truth is that now I just want the bomb tower to go down with rocket loons. Kind of something like this. And then just recall the warden here. I did miss the CC with the... arrow. That actually should have been an easy target. But that does mean now that I should use the... I forgot what I was going to say because the warden went down there. Definitely a mistake. The warden did fall for some traps, I noticed, because there weren't very many healers left at one point. I think I might be reacting a little slowly here to everything. There's a good chance that the mistakes overcome me here. The Duke following skeletons is kind of a comedy show. I think this will at least ultimately land in the 90s, maybe not. Maybe 88, 89. I did get 89. Hamza will be back in Avengers Doomsday. That's funny. It's more like the Terminator, right? I'll be back. Okay. Let's continue the hits. Are you worried about time fails with this army in CWL? I'm not so sure, actually. It could happen. I feel like on bases like this, a lot of people have good success with this strategy, but I would still opt for using something like Hydra. Hydra can also do well on a base like this. I would definitely have to consider that from a case-to-case basis. Or, let's see here. Hopefully this isn't a mistake what I decided to go for. Maybe a better fireball would have been somewhere close by the expos. The Warden's gonna pick up the monolith. Obviously very nice. I should have thought about the fact that the arrow missed the CC. Because with that I would have saved the poison spell. But kind of a old habit of mine to use the poison spell on the Guardian. The arrow miss obviously wasn't ideal. But I could go for something crazy here and just hit a fireball like this. Time doesn't look so bad here. There's 55 seconds left to take care of less than a quarter of the base. And I have a good angle for the revive. Let's see. Healers went down to the air defense. That's a silly mistake then. I definitely did something silly there. Let's see. Was that this base? I think it was. Yeah. I just dropped the Warden too close to this air defense. I believe that's correct. Dhruv, are you the one that's from July? I'm just wondering. Because I do know a player named Dhruv in that clan. Who obviously is very good. And yeah, I did put the healers right in the range of the air defense. One tile further would have been enough. This time don't try any base packs. Yeah, those base packs were garbage. The base packs I got were essentially just leads packs. And they did absolutely nothing good for me. I already have bases saved that I'm planning to use for CWO. And already doing the testing, like legitimate testing. Because I am excited about our lineup. I do really think we have a good shot for the leaderboard. Yeah, I genuinely can't believe how bad those bases were last month. Another Tesla. Let's just recall. I didn't want, and unfortunately it was too late. I thought I was being safe with that recall there. And unfortunately I did only pick up healers in this case. But I did eliminate a lot of good targets here. So I think I might have a chance to recover it. Maybe I can even revive the warden. Like so. This should work. And what just happened to the warden, man? My warden got melted again. That was a mistake, right? Nothing to use the last invis on other than the queen. %, very close. I mean, considering the mistakes with the warden, that was very close. You let your queen down on that other base too. You might be right. Let's see here. I do want to take a look at that replay again to see what took my warden down the second time. That was probably just a mistake. Okay, let's see what happened over here. A spring trap. It was 2 spring traps and the scatter shot. I did get taken out by traps there. How many years have you played? It's been more than 10 now. More than 10. 96 though, very good. You think so? I think as long as I had just properly recalled the warden the first time, it would have been an easy triple. Don't you think? There's definitely a nice flinger over on this, close by this raid shower. And there's also a hot candle on this base. Setting up a nice fireball here. Now I guess I have to target the CC with the giant arrow backpack. And so that does mean there will still be a revenge shower left to deal with, which could be difficult. But I must say things are going well. So far, not bad, right? Let's just like the prince now. And this should hopefully get me the angle into the ricochet. And unfortunately, that revenge shower is going to stop me. It was an incorrect plan in some way. I do wonder what you guys think that could be. Maybe it could have just been a mismanagement of the rocket loons and the super minions. But maybe it's also just a good base, right? Fireball rocket loons weaker or harder than this army? Well, the super minions are good now because of the town hall. Maybe you could hit both the CC and the revenge with the backpack. Well, you need to hit the arrow as well. Let's see here. You might be right. You would have to shoot the arrow from one of these gold swords, which is tricky because it's also not a... I'll show you. First, let's find the center tile, right? If you really want to figure out how this is exactly done, you look for the center tile like this. Is that the center tile? It is actually. And so, yeah, the Duke is actually not going to be flying perfectly straight through, but I think that he can still hit the revenge shower. And, but the arrow can potentially miss the revenge shower here. And the worst part about it is the fact that you're sending the queen into a little more immediate danger. It's tough. Maybe a fireball on this air defense could have been the better play. It probably was. Because there's like almost no other way to deal with the revenge shower. You had so much more value to get with the fireball? Yeah, you might be right. The fireball was probably incorrect. Okay. Let's get into this final hit. I think I'm going now for something like... I want to say like 280. Obviously not as good as my first couple of account runs in the stream, but still not bad. Still kind of right around average. It's really tough to get a good flinger on this base. This is really what I always look out for. I almost think I'm about to just waste a flinger there. Yeah, already the flinger is in a mortar. Yeah. I don't know why I continued investing in the flinger there. Maybe a little bit of brain fog seeing this base. I should still be able to triple, I think. Send the king. I was hoping that the queen would be able to sustain herself a little bit better there. I think that not using a totem spell on the Logger Guardian could have been wrong. I'm gonna let the Duke go to Phoenix. Should be good, right? Okay, I think this is about 280, somewhere about that. Great attacks, I appreciate that, thank you. Props for pushing so many accounts with the sweaty attack, you think so? Because, to be honest with you, 269 is still not what I want. 262. Definitely gonna be aiming for a little higher than that. But yeah, 48 hits is a lot. It's definitely not for the faint of heart. Nice hit, thank you. Yeah, I wasn't sure about the flinger there, but it ended up working out. Okay. This is a base I've seen a couple times now. I wonder if this is actually the player that I saw running this base. There's a chance it is. And what did I go for? I did a flinger up here. Okay. I'm looking for a fireball on the monolith here. Oh yeah, there were traps here. Look at all those air traps. Those are deadly. Was a bit curious about which way the Duke would go. Gonna get a nice poison there. Okay. So long as this revenge tower can be sniped with super minions, I am good. I'm still in a good position here. If the warden can use his extended range to snipe the enemy Duke. Some nice swag. I would choke this attack so hard, I was choking a lot when I first used it. I did do some 1-stars on those first couple days. Rupture, what's going on? It's good to see you. It's been a minute. Fireball and the Super Wizard would have gotten both the mono and the revenge. Are you still talking about that one base? I'm not so sure. Or maybe you're talking about the previous hit. Let's take a look at that. We've gotten both the mono and the revenge. Ah. Oh, that's interesting. Because the Super Wizard Towers have the same radius as the Fireball. Is that what you're saying? That's good info. That's actually really good info. Let's see here. The Fireball has a 6 tile range, right? And then we look over at the Super Wizard Tower, and it is 8 tiles actually. So maybe I'm not entirely accurate when I say that. This is Flower from July. I think I'm hitting one of your clanmates. So I apologize about that. I definitely don't like the friendly fire. I meant to drop a flinger rather than the furnace, but the furnace is okay too. I do think that this looks okay, at least to set the fireball. Yeah, I'll use this other furnace here. Okay, the Warden is going to pick up the air defense, and then after that I can land a clean fireball. Unfortunately I missed it, but I didn't miss it by much actually. I can still pick up the value that I left. Okay. I did get an insane giant arrow backpack. I used all 5 of my quakes for that because I missed the fireball. And I managed to get all of the value, which is almost unheard of. This is definitely looking like I need super minions to handle the town hall. Or something. This might have been a disaster. And it was a 1-star disaster. Yeah, I think we have a 1-star here, guys. Nothing left to do. It's bad it happens, yeah. What can I do? 8 tiles from the middle of the Revenge Tower. Oh, that makes sense, right? Let's see here. Yeah, my first 1-star of the day. And actually, it's my first 1-star of the last 3 or 4 days. Okay, let's continue this. Definitely gotta shake that off. Oh, 3 thanks for the follow, I appreciate that. Okay. I do see an interesting opportunity for a flanger here. But I do have to be smart about how I use my light troops. I did use a Yeti and 2 rocket loons to pick up the expo, which I do find is good value. Okay, then the Warden. The Warden can almost go forever here without having to shoot the fireball, which is one of my favorite parts about these layouts. This party is taking a lot of time, so I guess I can be concerned about that. Did get almost all of the value, not exactly all of it. What I wanted to get there was the K-Capult as well, but maybe the king can do a good job of navigating that area. And obviously I can't forget the fact I still have the fireball. I do think you guys are potentially looking at a straight up swag fireball, which is pretty cool. I think I'm gonna go ahead and try to swag it. I actually have a chance to do something really funny here, and it's to, I was gonna say clean up the base with the fireball, but it got forced just then. Almost a fireball swag, almost. I guess you could consider it swag, just the way that went. Okay. A little bit silly how that planned out. It was a great attack. This base is somewhat difficult. Okay. This has to be the best angle. And of course, I do walk into a bunch of Teslas. Fabulous. Yeah, that didn't go well, did it? Okay. As far as the recovery goes, this isn't looking too bad. It probably won't triple. I wonder if there's an angle where I can go directly into the... I was going to say directly into the multi-gear tower, but the truth is the fact that I don't want to go into the fire spitter. Yeah, definitely a time fail at best. Considering that the timer is flashing red. Yeah, at best, really. 88%. I do think I should practice that base, because I noticed that I haven't been able to find a consistent approach with that one. So if any of you guys have it saved, then you should definitely come by. I do like the potential for a flame flinger on this base. Okay. I'm doing this old stars trick. And a rocket loon. A few archers and a rocket loon to set that up. I might have made a hasty decision to drop my warden over here, because now I'm looking at the CC and I don't think I have the best plan for it. I was mainly looking at the spell tower when I decided to drop my warden over here. But this is obviously a cheap fireball, right? That only took me one earthquake as well. Can't spend too much longer now. I'm doing a bit of a Hail Mary here to pick up the CC like that. We'll see if that works. Wow. I think I got annihilated near the town hall. I'm gonna have to use my invis to just pick up the town hall manually. I'm gonna wait at least for the furnaces. Ah. That's tough. I think we're looking at just a time fail maybe, and that's being optimistic. You should do a better Sui, you might be right. I didn't get any value from them. I sent the ice golems into the raid shower, but obviously did not do enough there, did it? I wish I got the revenge shower. I'm probably gonna have to live with that. And I did pull the CC troops by mistake. Definitely a mistake. Yeah, the plan is not feeling cohesive at the moment. Obviously it isn't when the warring goes down like that. Just going for percentage here. The queen does do a good job gathering percentage, and this is gonna finish in the 90s. The one above all, what's going on? It's good to see you. Can you try Duke Charge one season and one ID? You want me to? I feel like you want me to do that because that's what you're using. And to be honest with you, I do think that Duke Charge is not as strong as before. Because the Duke recently got a nerf to his Royal Rampage. You know what's interesting is that I can set up a Flinger with a Warden Walk and still pick up the CC with the Fireball. And of course there's a Tesla. That is a good Tesla, I must say. Should have tested for that. Would have been obviously better if my Flinger went untouched, but I think I can also try to go for something like this here. And then send the king to the backside of the left fire spitter. Like into the Super Wizard Tower. And my Warden is dead. Let's just try to recall him. The Duke's gonna get good value. And of course I recalled him. And I didn't even think about the fact I don't have any healers left. That's clearly a lack of focus. Yeah. Yeah, this attack really tells me it's probably time to go soon. We'll see how many attacks I have left on this account. Probably not very many. Yeah, only one more. I'll do this one more attack, and then I'll call it for the stream. Because the truth is, it's actually pretty late for me. I obviously want to hit the CC with the fireball here, because there is no good angle to hit that with the giant arrow backpack. Okay. That does do it for that fireball. And I do successfully pull the warden towards the monolith. He's basically the only hero that can actually handle it. Probably the cleanest hit for this account. This looks like pretty serious swag. Definitely a nice hit to end the stream on. I think that is 7 swag spells. 7 swag spell space. Will you use this army in the next season? Yeah, I've been using it all season already. I think I've been using it now at least 10 days. Although I must admit, there are some times where I start my hits too late in the day, and then I switch over to Hydra. This Hydra combination. I did use this a couple seasons ago to get all of my new best results. But I do think that this is working better than Hydra at the moment. ABD5s, what's going on? Good to see you. I did see you sent a request to join our clan recently, but when I went to go accept that, you had joined another clan, so I definitely missed the chance to hang out with you for a bit. And yeah, unfortunately, you did show up to the stream late as well. So yeah, it's been a good stream. Let me take a look what kind of offense we had. We had 250 here, which obviously that's not good. But I did do 308, 269, 250, 269, 308, and what was it, 311 or 312? Okay. 250 plus 269 plus 308 plus 312 divided by 4. Yeah, that is an average offense of 284.75, which is not bad, but not enough for the top 200, I must say. What device you playing? Looks smooth. It's an iPad. It's an iPad Pro with an M1 chip. But the latest iPad Pros do come with M4s now. So I'm a little bit outdated there. And yeah, it was definitely a fun stream with the Fireball. It is nice to be using the strategy, so I hope you guys enjoyed all the attacks, and yeah, I'm going to be calling it good, and yeah, take care and peace.